Can they map your brain? And then I'm doing a show with like a cyber Chrissy?
Maybe.
That'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be perfect. Hello, welcome to Guides the Unknown. I'm Kristen.
And I'm her little brother, William.
And this is the last show of the year. Can you believe it, everyone?
Oh my God, how far we've come.
We really have, and we have been really enjoying celebrating our listeners as we round out 2023 with last week's Listener Stories episode. And this week is a grab bag of listener stuff that we've been asking you to send. And you did it. Thank you very, very much. So we have a mix of listener questions, horror hot takes, and horror hypotheticals to go through.
Excellent. Thank you all so much.
Yes.
Cannot wait.
Yes. Huge thank you. All right. So let's start off with kind of like a lightning round of questions from Kat.
Okay.
Kat sent a bunch of really good questions. If you could live in a book, TV show, or movie, what would it be and why?
Ooh.
I know.
All right.
It's tough.
All right. So you live in this world. But now I know this. There was the instant thing that this pings in my head. There's like an old Tell 'em Steve Dave where Walt is like, what TV show do you live in?
Yeah.
But they make a point of saying, and I want to ask you about this. They make a point of saying, like, if you choose Happy Days, it doesn't mean you're friends with the Fonz.
Okay. You just live in that world.
You just live in that world.
Okay.
You're not a main character necessarily, or are you?
Right.
What do you want?
Oh, you can choose to be or not.
I'm asking you, Kristen. What do you want it? What do you want this to be? Like, if I choose,
I think just living in the world.
like if I choose The Shining,
Yeah, you're an NPC.
am I in the Overlook Hotel? You know what I mean?
Well, for that, I think you would have to.
I think
be,
you'd
'cause
have
that's like
to
the
be.
whole setting.
True. So there might be some debate to be
Right.
had here then.
Right. But I think in general, no, you're not necessarily friends with the main characters. You just live there.
Right. Okay. Now it's tricky because so much of what I'm obsessed with is horror, which means there's a lot at stake.
What weirdly sprang to mind for me second, I'll tell you the first in a sec, was Sleepy Hollow, the Tim Burton movie.
Ooh,
Because
yeah.
it's so great looking.
It's beautiful looking.
But
That foggy, brown, crispy leaves vibe.
fabulous.
Take a
There's
note.
not a ray of sun. No, I won't be doing that.
I don't know how, but I want to do more Sleepy Hollow next year because I got a real hankering.
I just read, I went into it knowing it, so it's not whatever. This is absolutely not something we would cover on the show. I just read a retelling, a romantic retelling of Sleepy Hollow that was, whoa, baby.
Wait a minute.
It's called Legend. It's on Kindle Unlimited.
I might want to talk about this. I know it's
I
hard
don't
because
think so,
we're
William.
brother and sister.
It's porn.
Really? I'm a little curious how they handled the headless horseman in a porn.
It's weird. It's really weird. I don't know.
Not good.
Not that part of it is very strange to me. All right, spoiler alert for the book.
Did they do
Legend.
Washington Irving justice with their depiction?
No, but they did just about everybody else.
Oh.
No, like it's the Headless Horseman thing is very strange to me. I almost wish that like it didn't have anything to do with it in a way or something. The Headless Horseman is like possessing Brom Bones.
Oh.
So it's odd.
Possessing, but the headless horseman is
Yeah.
also just a guy. He just needs to have a head.
I don't totally understand is basically what I'm saying. Like somehow he'll possess Brom Bones and then he is like the Headless Horseman kind of like he doesn't have a head and stuff. Like somebody will come in that's the Headless Horseman and because they have figured this out, Ichabod will be like, Brom, I know it's you. How can I reach you? Or something. And then he will kind of reach him. It's confusing.
It's useless. I don't know why.
But it's got good atmosphere, good stuff.
I've never tried to write a Sleepy Hollow story, so maybe I would run into the same exact hurdle that everyone seems to have run into.
Maybe.
Because like even Sleepy Hollow, the TV series, they like I feel like 4 episodes in, they're like, all right, the Headless Horseman's name is Gary, and sometimes he has a head so that he can talk. You know what I mean? And explain why he's doing what he's doing.
I know.
It's like maybe there is some when you start writing a story, you're like, shit, I just need the Headless Horseman to talk.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. It's really I found it confusing.
The point is that we don't hear him talk. To me.
Right.
The point is that he's just a thing.
You still don't hear him talk in this or anything. He like really only appears here and there.
Okay, all right.
It's honestly just odd. It's like they have to have the Headless Horseman in here, but they really just want the story of like atmospheric Sleepy Hollow.
Right.
Katrina, Ichabod.
Just have it's porn. Have him deliver a pizza.
He may as well, honestly. I mean, it was pretty good though. So anyway,
You read the whole thing?
yeah.
Oh, Kristen. Yeah,
And there's a follow-up.
Never mind, we're not covering it.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a follow-up. I think it's called Hollow.
Hollowed out.
Yeah.
So hold on. Your
Yeah.
first pick was the Tim Burton Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you shun it then?
Because it's very risky. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like you're having to like dive under the floorboards of your home, like at a moment's notice.
Well, and that may not do any good.
Right, exactly.
Right? The Headless Horseman knows you're down there.
It's hopeless.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think, one, you picked an era, this like turn of the century-ish time that is very aesthetically appealing.
Yeah, yeah.
But
to live.
do they have like penicillin?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I thought like, oh, what would be like pretty to live in?
Right.
But when you get down to it, yeah, and like women are treated like shit. And
Exactly,
Also, I don't want to
yeah.
wear like a million petticoats.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So how far back can you even go?
I know.
You have to
I
pick
know.
something that's from the last
Right.
30 years,
Probably.
to have any sort of quality of living.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Did anything spring to mind for you?
No, I'm struggling.
I'll tell my other one,
All
and
right,
maybe you can
please do,
think
yeah.
or whatever. Hogwarts.
Kristen, problematic.
I know.
Canceled.
William. If I'm just living there, that means it's real, and J.K. Rowling doesn't exist.
All right,
somehow.
fine,
That has
fine.
nothing to do with it.
Okay.
But no, just like a pretty old castle that's spooky. It has candles dangling from the ceiling.
I know, it is
Like,
nice.
What a
It is
cozy
nice.
environment.
Again, I'll say it again.
I was like, what's cozy? What sounds nice? And those are what came to mind.
I'll give you this again because I
Yeah.
think that we already solved the J.K. Rowling problem. You don't want to go to
we?
Hogwarts, whatever, Hogwarts.
Hogwarts.
Where you want to stay is whatever that school from Wednesday was, which is
Oh,
basically the same thing, just
It's
without
less
being
cozy.
saddled.
It's less cozy
Yeah,
there.
all right,
I
fine.
don't think I do. I wouldn't say no to it, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's really just the houses division that's like the same
True.
thing.
True.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a weird one.
Okay.
This cannot be my answer.
Yeah.
It's not, but I'm thinking about like what vibe do I appreciate in a piece of media?
Yeah.
Which is what we're trying to find.
Right.
Zodiac?
Right. I mean, you'd be pretty safe. It's a big city.
It's a big city.
Yeah.
It's just weird to idolize a place where like a murderer
Right.
ran the streets.
Again with the fog. We both like fog, I think.
I do like fog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do
Pacific
too.
Northwesty.
Yep.
70s I think are pretty cool.
Yeah, they're
I think I
cool.
could be okay in the 70s.
Oh, I definitely would be.
But I don't think it can it be Zodiac? I suppose.
Sure.
Why can't it be?
Yeah, totally. Do you
Can't
want to
stop
work
me.
at the newspaper with Robert Graysmith?
Yeah, I think I do. I
Yeah.
think I do. Maybe I'd write some like opinion pieces or something like
Yeah,
that.
I like that.
Again, I'd have to have some position that I couldn't even attain here in life. But like people are like dying for my opinion on
Yeah.
stuff, so I have my own column
I love that.
in the San Francisco Chronicle.
Hey, I want to do that too.
Okay, all right, you're there too.
Let me come.
All right,
Okay.
sure.
All right, great.
That's a weird choice.
Sibling
So
reporters.
a weird choice.
Yeah,
And
that
every
sounds
once in a
great.
while, we like look over at Robert Downey Jr. and we're like, things aren't going good.
He doesn't look great
It
today.
doesn't look good.
And I walk by and put a 70s Gatorade on his desk.
Yeah, there you go. Take care of him a little bit.
Yep.
But at the same rate, we have those
little
buttons.
distance.
We have those buttons that say "I am not."
The Zodiac.
What's his name? No.
Oh, I am not. What is his name?
What's his character's
Paul.
name? I'm not Paul Avery.
Yeah.
Because the Zodiac started targeting Robert Downey Jr.'s character, so everyone started wearing buttons that said "I am not Paul Avery."
So that they don't get shot,
His
like
character.
leaving the office.
So we're always like, "Hey, Paul," and then we like look down. We're wearing the buttons
Straighten
too.
out the button to make sure nothing's folding over it.
No one knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm into that.
Okay. Perfect.
Great. All right, this one's gonna be easier. This is quicker. William, pancakes or waffles?
I'm gonna try to make this take longer
Okay.
than the previous question. I think I've got to go. I think
easy
I got to
for
go
me.
waffles.
Absolutely.
Really?
Oh, no question.
Okay, I'm surprised because I do like a pancake.
I do too, but waffles have more opportunity for syrup and butter to fall in.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You know what I went with?
What?
It wasn't the nooks and crannies, though at first blush you might have thought so. It's the opportunity for a crisp.
Crispiness,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Amen.
All right. Honestly, this could kind of this question is almost a follow-up to the
Okay.
previous one.
Oh, can't wait.
What incredibly strong opinion do you have that is completely unimportant in the grand scheme of things?
Many.
I know,
Many.
endless.
That actually might be a problem because I
Yeah.
have too many.
I know. I'm trying to think. I know I do too.
I'll give you one that doesn't paint me in the best light.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe it's a New Jersey thing. I'm not sure.
Okay.
And I haven't seen it in a while, admittedly. Mm-hmm. There's a particular kind of pajama pants. Like a patterned, or like there are characters on them sometimes.
I immediately pictured characters.
And I always see them at like a bagel shop.
Yep.
Always.
Wawa.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't like
Not into it.
I'm not into it. And listen, I'm all for people being cozy.
Sure.
But you would never catch me dead leaving the house in pajama pants. You'd never catch me dead wearing those pants. It's a hot take.
I definitely used to when I was a teenager.
Maybe that's why I hate them so.
Maybe.
But so I associate it as a very Jersey thing.
Maybe. Is it really might be very Jersey, or is it just because we grew up in New Jersey, so we saw it here? Nah, it does feel like New Jersey.
It feels like New Jersey to me.
Yeah.
But so, there's like and it's so weird because like I don't care what people wear.
Right.
But where would you want to wear?
Sometimes.
But for some reason, those goddamn pajama pants, I'm like, no, If you have those, you wear them at home. That's it.
Some things just get you.
It just gets me. I don't know why.
I know. I'm really struggling with this. I know that I encounter this in my daily life constantly, just being like, and it doesn't matter at all. I am really not sure. I guess the only thing I can think of is I don't like most floppy foods. I'm not having it. I can tell if I'm going to like a pizza at a glance.
Okay.
I'll be like, that one's not for me.
We can test this. We can test this. I could have pizzas that have a secret crispy crust that look floppy to begin with.
You can tell when there's too much cheese on it and it's like not getting burnt or anything. I'll be like, I don't want to eat that.
You have a lot of stuff around food.
Yes, I do.
Like a lot of stuff around food.
Yes. A lot of texture issues.
A lot.
I do. I really didn't even realize it until like Ryan and I started living together.
Yeah, Kristen's husband Ryan is a chef.
Yeah. I don't know how much of it is a function of him being a chef or that we lived together.
Column A, column B, because he makes a lot of amazing food.
Yes.
So I'm sure that he takes the brunt of your food peculiarities.
He's I hate to say this, he's learned. He accommodates me.
He's learned. Is there any phrase that makes you're like
I know. I know. I can't think of another way to say it.
I'm teaching him. He's my little project.
How to say it.
Yeah. You make me sick.
Oh God, you make me sick. Okay, what's the worst movie you've ever seen?
Oh, House of a Thousand Corpses.
That was mine too.
Easily. Right?
Yes.
I do think that there was something that almost took the running. I do, and I think we talked about it on this show at some point. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
If at some point I declared something was worse than House of a Thousand Corpses.
Same. It was that then.
Null and void.
Oh, yeah.
Because it didn't stick in my memory.
Right.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
That's a good point.
Reigns supreme as the worst movie I have ever seen.
Same. I feel the same way.
And it's been unmoved from that position.
Yeah.
Even if there were challengers, House of a Thousand Corpses is the one that pops to mind.
Crushes them
instantly.
All.
Yeah.
I know. What's one place you've traveled to that you never want to go back to?
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's very funny. I don't know.
Mine is the Econo Lodge where we saw the duty.
You wouldn't want to go back there? I would go back and do like a show or something and be like, this is the one where our poor father.
I suppose you're right. I could only think like, what's somewhere that I went and it didn't go well.
It did not go well. I know that we've dined out on this story in the past, but it's too good.
It's so funny.
We were moving. We were in the process of, I think, right? Was it that trip?
Yes.
We were driving from Missouri to New Jersey.
Yep.
And our dad made a couple of huge mistakes. One of them being that we went off course at one point.
Yeah.
It turned out that he'd been driving north through Illinois for like 3 hours. He was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Like, it was before GPS.
Yes.
He was screwed. And he's got us two in the back, crying about leaving and
miserable.
Anyway, he's like, all right, we're going to stay at a hotel.
Yeah.
He rented a room at the Econo Lodge, which is fine.
Of course.
But it's a budget motel. And so I think the two of us went in, turning our nose up at stuff. And Again, a bad roll of the die.
So.
Oh, rightly so for sure. But you know that Dad was just like,
oh, totally.
It's not a big deal. If he was traveling alone, and I've done this too.
Yeah, you just need to sleep for a little bit.
You just need a place with a door that closes because you're going to open your eyes and get back in the car.
Yeah, all I'm saying, rightly so, is about the duty.
I know. Yeah. So we moved because who does this?
Right.
We're kids. So we're looking the room all over. I also had a thing when I was a kid about hotels.
Yeah.
Whenever I read the urban legend notion of like a body inside the mattress or under the bed, a dead body in the room, I started looking under beds in hotels or being too afraid to look and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I've always, and still do to some extent, I still do like to look at the stuff people don't want you to see.
Oh, yeah.
So one of us looked behind a nightstand and there was a turd. A turd somebody had hidden back there.
Yep.
Thought no one would notice the duty behind the table. And so we instantly were like, Dad, duty. It was probably like, God damn it.
This is the worst day.
Couldn't you idiots have done what I'm doing? Just walk into the room and fall asleep.
Yeah.
Stay still.
I know. So annoying.
So you're saying you wouldn't want to go back there, and I'm shocked.
I suppose not. Nah, I mean.
I would absolutely. If I had any idea which Econo Lodge that was,
I know.
I'd be fascinated by it.
Honestly, sure I would go. I'm trying to think of somewhere I've gone that I'm just like, no, never again.
I do have one.
What?
Famously now, somewhere in October, I went down to Burkittsville.
Right.
And I stayed at the motel that in the movie The Blair Witch Project they stay at. Mm-hmm. So I thought it would be fun. Just a little movie ephemera while I'm in town. And it turned out to have been an incredibly stressful night. I spent days after that. I didn't even say this on the show. I don't think I even said this on the show. Now it's safe, so I can say it. You or Allie, I don't remember, one of you was like, did you check for bed bugs?
Not me.
Okay, maybe it was Allie then. Because for days after that line was uttered, I could have sworn that I like felt itchy. You know that that phantom that somebody says to you, like, you know, there's a bug in your head.
Oh, yeah.
And like now all of a sudden, like you're compelled to like scratch and stuff.
Of course.
I spent days being like, I brought bed bugs into my house. I know it.
Oh, God.
The door didn't lock. I mean, it's a whole thing. Go back and listen to episode 301, I believe. You can hear my entire extended stay.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd ever go back there again. Although I did not stay in the room. And there is a fraction of a chance that I'd want to peek my head in. I don't know.
Oof.
I know
it seemed kind of dangerous there.
It wasn't great. I did not feel, I literally moved a dresser in front of the door. I did not feel safe about that place.
So I don't know about that. I guess I will say it. The reason I know I didn't ask you about the bed bugs is because I stayed in a motel kind of like that a couple of months before you did when we did the Jersey Devil Fest.
That's right.
I stayed in a motel down there that I just picked online and it ended up feeling kind of sketchy. And it didn't occur to me at all to look for bed bugs. So that's why I knew I didn't ask you that because I probably should have.
Yeah.
I would say I would not choose that place again. I didn't feel terribly unsafe, but I didn't feel the safest.
Yeah.
And they sent me a Christmas card, so I feel a little bit bad.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
What place where you stay sends you a Christmas card?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. They sent me a Christmas card that was like, hope you have a great year. Hope we see you again. That's
strange.
I know. The lady also talked to me for like ever. It was something about her boob. I can't remember what it was.
What?
It was strange.
Look at this thing.
It was the owner / lady at the front desk. She was, I honestly don't remember. It ran the gamut. I remember getting to the festival and telling you, or coming home being like, we talked about pseudoephedrine in like hydroxycut that she was taking.
This rings a bell.
And that she had a heart incident because of that.
Right.
And then something happened with her boob. I don't remember what. And I was just checking out. And
I just got to go, ma'am.
Yeah, it was weird.
Thanks for talking to me.
So I would not go back there, even though, you know, very nice.
She's your friend now.
She is my friend.
Almost family.
Yeah. We're close.
Yeah, closer than some family.
True. That is absolutely
It's actually true.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's my auntie. Okay. What is your theme song?
Oh, God.
I know.
Ooh. My theme song.
I know. I'm trying to think. I have a little bit of a leg up because I've been on Books in the Freezer, a podcast, a couple of times.
Yes.
And Stephanie, the host, it's a podcast about horror books. Totally check it out. A bunch of our listeners have.
Go.
And told us they liked it.
Yep.
At the end of episodes, she asks what your final girl song is.
That's right. Yeah.
And so I know that I've answered a couple of those. So I will say, I know my answers for those were, I know I said Lizzo, 'Cause I Love You, which is it's like a very like powerful like horn song. So it's got like a big boom to it. So I could go with that for now.
Okay. All right. I'll give you.
Oh.
What? No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I heard a song that I was like, oh, okay, like if or when I go back on Books in the Freezer, I will say this song. I'm trying to think of who it is, but it's an 80s song, and I guess I like horns. I guess I want horns to be some sort of final girl song for me, but it's that song that's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
I don't know it. No, I don't know.
And then it's too high. It's like, and do you feel scared? I do, but I won't stop and falter. And if we okay.
I don't know it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a good song.
All right, we're gonna have to Shazam it.
Yeah.
Does that still exist?
Probably. I'll put it on.
Don't put it on here.
Oh, right. You're
don't
right.
Don't put it on here, please. Thank you.
I'm not.
I think I got a couple. Mm-hmm. You ready?
Yeah.
White Knuckles by OK Go.
Okay.
It was the theme song to my first podcast, Will and Bobby Know Everything. Partly because I was Bobby and I had been writing a show about like kids that were screwing up at college, which is what we were doing.
Right.
And like the lyrics were like, maybe it's not so bad. You know, like relatively positive.
Yeah.
It might be as bad as you think it is, right?
But maybe
not.
But
maybe it's not so bad. And I really kind of liked that notion.
Yeah.
And similarly, I'm very lyrics oriented. The first song I ever sang to Zoe, literally, she was born and, 15 seconds later, she's on like a heating pad thing. And she was crying, and I don't know. I started singing to her. And I sang a Bare Naked Ladies song to her that I think controversially is from the Post, like the former lead singer had left the band, so nobody likes Bare Naked Ladies anymore, blah, blah, blah. But I love this song. And it starts with the lyrics, "Today is not the day to get it done or not to get it done." And it's just like, again, in this weird gray area.
Yeah.
Almost like maybe it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Today is not the day to get it done or not to get it done. It's just like, anti going too extreme one way or the other, which is what I always struggle.
Yes.
I'm
same.
very extreme in my personality. I'm very hyperbolic. I fly to highs and lows. I'd love to be somewhere in the middle. So maybe it's the anti-me theme. It's like the aspirational.
I would say it's aspirational.
How I wish that I could be. I wish I could be a little more median, a little more moderate.
Yeah. I think that's a great thing to have as your theme song.
Yeah. I don't know the name of the song.
That's
but
all right.
Today is not the day to get it done or not to get it done.
Yeah. I like that. Also moving right along from the Muppets.
Oh, man, is that good.
Yeah. That's a great song.
That's a great song. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to
the Muppets.
To Fozzie. My boy Fozzie. Yeah.
Absolutely. What is the weirdest compliment you have ever received?
Oh. Huh. This is not that. Something sprang to mind that's not a compliment. It's not even words.
Okay.
And I didn't like it. But I...
so defying. No, it's the weirdest, so that's fine. You don't have to like it.
It was weird, and it said something about how I'm viewed.
Okay, that's always scary.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
In high school, I was silly. At the end of senior year, I would be on stage a lot. And one time I was sitting in the auditorium, and I just felt something soft on the side of my head.
Oh, God.
And then like almost like somebody had pushed like a soft foam block on the side of my head. And then another one came. So both sides of my head, from like my temple down to my chin. And I turned around and this girl had put her socked feet on either sides of my head.
Me that.
Like two phones. Like two phones on the side of my head. And I instantly was like, ew, what do you get off me?
Yeah.
And it was gross. I didn't want that. And I didn't know her. I think I knew of her. I think she was like in a couple of my classes.
Oh, that's brutal.
But I was silly.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, somebody like thought I was so silly that I would just be game for them to put their feet on my face.
Right.
And weirdly, I did kind of take a compliment from that.
I get that. I can see that.
I'm not the person you think I am.
Right, but you think this.
But you thought that this would be kind of cool because I'm so silly and chill.
Yeah, yeah.
And it would be nice to be as chill as somebody thinks I am.
I know.
But unfortunately I'm not, so get your goddamn feet off my face.
I had a similar thing kind of in the opposite direction one time, and it was the same. I was like, I'm not the one for this.
Yeah.
I was doing aerial yoga, which is like, these like hammocks that hang from the ceiling or whatever, and you like do a bunch of stuff around them. And a lady in the class tickled my feet.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Do not touch me.
What the hell?
It's very strange.
It was so weird.
Very, very strange.
Yeah, yeah. I would say the weirdest, now I'm questioning whether it's a compliment. I think people couched it as a compliment. It's certainly weird.
Someone said, oh, bless your heart.
Yeah, seriously. There, but for the grace of God go I.
Right.
No, people used to say to me all the time when I was younger that I have childbearing hips.
What?
Because people don't know how to talk to girls.
No, they don't. And that's a bizarre thing to say. What is that? That's not it's an observation. It's an overreaching, inappropriate observation.
I've heard this multiple times in my life from multiple people because I have big hips and big booty.
But it's not a compliment.
They would kind of say it like
it's an observation.
Sort of. Yeah.
Yeah, they think it's a compliment for some reason because the aspiration for a woman is just to give birth.
Of course. No, I
so
don't
congratulations.
know. I know,
is what they're saying.
And I'm not doing
in their head. It somehow is a compliment.
Yeah, or kind of like a veiled insult or something. Like maybe they'd be like, "Oh, I don't know."
Like when people said I was husky and I should
exactly.
that I should play football just because I'm big.
Yes, I think it might be like, oh, you might have a hard time getting this because you're childbearing hips. Like, it's good, but it's not going to work here.
It's a euphemism or something.
Yeah, it's very weird. And definitely as I got older, I'd be like, why are people when I'm 12 telling me I have childbearing hips?
The world is a sick place.
It's a sick place. What dumb accomplishment are you most proud of?
Oh, many.
I know.
Many.
Let's see.
I don't want to be the person that's like back in high school.
That's okay.
But if
that's what it is, then that's what it is.
It was notable for me.
Yeah.
I won a male beauty pageant at East Brunswick High School. So it was called Mr. EBHS. Mm-hmm. And literally up until I was in it, I felt like I didn't belong anywhere and that like I hated everybody and everything because we'd moved a couple times. I was like a grouchy guy. Mm-hmm. And then through a couple of teachers that were very like art-centric and performance-oriented, I started doing shows and stuff. All of a sudden was in this thing and won it.
Yeah.
It felt at that time, for an encapsulation, it was like going from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
For high school parlance, it was like I won an Emmy.
Yeah.
And
totally.
Then it all went away and I had to rebuild and it was it was like weirder when it went away.
Yeah.
But I've always been afraid of being the person that's like, back in high school, I was huge, which is why I'm hesitant to say it.
That's all right. Clearly you're in good company though, Will. If there are enough people who say that, people feel that.
Yeah.
So that's not bad.
It was stupid. And mostly, and I did a lot of making fun of doing it at all. Like part of my performance in the thing was like making fun of being in it. So like, I am kind of proud of that. It was kind of fun.
Yeah. I don't know what that kind of like clicked for me. I'm not really this proud of this, but it did feel like I would point it at in like a weird validating way. So like I was terrible throughout my entire school career. Like I always had like D's and F's, maybe like a spare C. It was a thing. I had terrible grades all the way through. And then like went to community college, like didn't finish that apparently. And even though I thought that I did, but this is how dumb and disorganized and
I think that
potentially neurodivergent I am.
I think you and I had a couple of traumatic events around school.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah. But then when I went to hair school, I'm gonna say why it's dumb. When I went to hair school, I ended up being, what do you call this? President of the student body or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
But the reason this is dumb is because it was straight, like there's nothing to it at all. It was like you would announce to everybody that there's a bagel day. Like it didn't entail anything. The guy who was like one of the teachers in the school, like asked me to run for it because he was like, because you're cool and I have to have a meeting with like the person who's the student council president. That's what it is. And like, if you do it, then it'll just be like fun and easy or whatever. And I was like, okay.
That's
and
awesome.
was like nothing to it. But then
because they had faith in you.
Well, I'm not even exaggerating when I say there was like nothing to be done.
So
it was
what?
probably just making the school feel like they have some sort of structure.
No.
To be like, oh, we have a thing.
No, stop it.
No, it's truly true.
There's I'll table a lot of this, but there is similarly to like the weird compliment thing. It's like, how do you take it and what do people mean?
Yeah.
Right. So the way that you're taking it is like, well, it turned out it's not really a big deal at all.
He told me that.
So what? No, but here's the other thing that he was saying. You're cool and you can do it. Therefore, you're the no-brainer. So like for him, that is a really cool thing. It's cool that somebody like clocked you as like, you can do it. You're the one. You're the obvious.
It was like, you won't be annoying. Like, you're not going to be like, we have to do this. We have to do that. He was like, you'll just make it easy and whatever. Because he knew I wouldn't do anything. He was saying, you're not going to like overachieve it. However, even so, I would still be like, after all that, I'd be like, I never did well in school. I was like really, even just in my own head, but I guess it came up sometimes. But when it was something that I liked, then I could do it. Like I did do well in hair school. And so I'm actually proud of that. But the student council part of it is like meaningless to me.
No, I don't think it's meaningless.
But I would be like, look, I almost failed high school and everything. However, I did have like this thing. And so that's something.
I do think that's cool. I like
Thank
that.
you.
I like that quite a bit.
Thank you.
I have something that I didn't earn at all.
Ooh, do tell.
In the yearbook, the senior yearbook, there's a picture of me like backstage from something, I don't know. And it says like pictured here is the drama club president, Will Rogers.
That's awesome.
And I was not. In fact,
that rules.
Allie was.
Oh, really?
Yes. So for now, however many decades now, I've occasionally just been like, well, I was drama club president, just to see.
I didn't know that.
Just to see how annoying it is, It was great.
That's really
Somebody
funny.
made a mistake just because I was so goddamn loud.
Yeah, right. You were so present.
Yeah.
Would you rather be stuck on a broken ski lift or a broken elevator?
Ooh.
I know. Cat with the hard-hitting questions.
Neither.
I
ski
know,
lift.
Seems terrible. Ski lift too. At least you're in the open air.
Exactly. Yep. Less claustrophobic.
Exactly.
Although I just did a ski lift in the last few months and did not like it one little bit.
Oh.
Didn't like it one bit.
I've only done it once, which was with you when we looked at the foliage in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And I did like that.
I remember liking that.
Yeah.
But this ski lift that we did up in like Lake Placid, I want to say, it was so high. It really stressed me out.
I could see that.
Really stressed me out. Yeah.
I don't think I have a particular heights thing, but just kind of a logical heights thing where it's like, we're too high. You know what I mean? So I could see that. If you were a vegetable, what vegetable would you be?
Potato. The easiest. Rolling around.
Is there a potato but softer?
Mashed potato.
I'd be mashed potatoes. Spread onto a couch or bed, preferably.
Yeah, hell yeah. Bed potato. You never hear that one.
No, you don't. Yeah, I'm a bed potato more than anything.
Yeah.
Like we got...
I have multiple times video called you with Zoe and you're just in bed. So I've been like, are you okay? And you're like, yeah, why? It's like you're...
I always do as comfortable as possible. It's so much more comfortable.
You do value your comfort.
I do.
It's one of your core values.
It is actually. It could be a little less so for me. And I got that pull-out couch for Zoe. It's for both of us. I'm not pretending it's just for Zoe, but that pull-out couch, which does function for Zoe sleeping over, but also it's just out as a bed with like a slight tilt.
Yeah.
And that's where I work and hang out all the time now.
Amazing.
Okay. Last one from Kat. Mountains or ocean?
Ocean. You look at them.
Wait.
You look at the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
I actually really like both. I'm going to say mountains. I'm picturing looking at the mountains in the Berkshires from Grandma and Grandpa's porch.
I know. That is very nice.
Gorge.
That is very nice.
I mean, I really do like both. I love to stare at the ocean too. It's like so hypnotizing.
Yeah. When I was thinking of water, I was thinking more of like a lake.
Oh.
Because ocean, I think of as the beach.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily like a beach, but I do like looking at a large body of water.
I don't like the beach, but I like the waves of the ocean, which you don't get from like a lake or whatever. I really like just looking at that.
Yeah.
Even from like far away-ish. Like I've been in like a hotel window just looking out at it, and I think it's so beautiful.
Yeah, sometimes I'll just draw a picture of a wave and look at it.
Yeah, sometimes that's nice.
That's all you need.
All right, so that is it for Kat's questions for us.
Those are great questions.
Fantastic questions. Thank you so much.
I did most of the show.
I know.
The problem is we do a lot of talking, yeah.
Yeah, which is great. So we are going to move on to a horror hypothetical.
Excellent.
And or a horror hot take.
Oh, yeah.
After we make sure that you know about the hottest take of all, that you should join us on Patreon.
Yeah, oh my God, you got to do it. Patreon.com/GTTUpod. Patreon is, I mean, quite frankly, it's like perfect for us.
Oh, yeah.
You get an entire, like a bunch of different tiers, whatever fits your budget. Everything from $1 a month up to our demon tier at $13 a month. And there are different things that you get that you unlock depending on what tier you're in.
Yeah.
We have an entire second podcast that we only do on Patreon. It's called The Netherworld Dispatch. And this show, boy, I got to tell you,
this is some show.
This is a great show. I have a blast doing this show.
Yeah.
The most recent episode we called Christmas Creeps. We watched a bunch of clips of Christmas movies. Some are Hallmark movies, and we discovered like a weird channel that mixed crime headlines with trailers for Hallmark movies.
It is so strange. I really don't understand what the purpose is.
A genuine dark corner of the internet we stumbled across. But we also watched like, you know,
The Grinch.
The Jim Carrey
Another
Grinch.
dark corner.
Holy, I don't know.
Of our collective psyche.
I don't know if anybody's ever looked at this movie the way that we've looked at this film, because it is a hellish thing.
We discovered some, or I would say zoned in on, because other people know, some Grinch anatomy that I was very surprised to see.
We did a Grinch anatomy lesson, a lot of hair that is sparsely covering some floppy stuff.
Yeah.
Go check it out, patreon.com/GTTUpod. And thank you so much to everybody who already backs us over there.
Yes, it's humongous. Thank you so much. And also join our Discord when you join the Patreon at any level. The Discord is a place where people are chatting every day in a bunch of different rooms that are divided by category. It fully rules.
Yep.
So yeah, and thank you so much everybody who hangs out in Discord.
Absolutely. And I've got a review here, which we would also love it if you would consider leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts or stars on Spotify. Consider sharing us. This comes to us, though, from Second Becky, who says, "Love you guys. You guys have been my go-to comfort binge podcast for 6 years." Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
I love your banter and how your sibling relationship is so loving and supportive. I have introduced my son to the podcast as well, which I also love. And listening to you and walking up and down our spooky wooded driveway are his favorite things to do.
Oh, I love that.
Thrilled. Thank you for putting out this amazing content. I can't wait to hear what's in store for 2024.
Yeah, thank you so much, Becky, right?
Yep, 5 stars from Second Becky, and shout out to son of Second Becky.
Yes, shout out to both of you. Thank you so much. That's so sweet to hear.
Thank you.
Really, really love that. Just a little end of the year cheesiness. I really love you guys.
Yeah.
You're really great.
This is a wonderful thing that I'm really proud of the show. I love doing this show. Love doing the Netherworld Dispatch.
Yeah.
Love all of you guys. Thank you so much for being with us.
It's so nice that so many of you go out of your ways to just say nice things about us, whether it's in a review or sending us an email or something or sharing something on social media. It's really just nice.
Weirdly,
and I appreciate you.
Guide to the Unknown has turned into a show about like positivity and celebration of spooky stuff. That's like what we do.
Yeah, it's so fun.
So thank you all so much. And hopefully really awesome stuff is in the works for 2024.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that we're doing, Chrissy and I have started working together behind the scenes on something that we got to get back to.
Yes.
And some other fun stuff, some connections we might make coming up relatively soon. And you'll all hear about that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2024, who knows? Maybe it's going to be the best year yet. Maybe
it will. I love that.
Yep.
All right. So let's jump over to a hot take from Anna. She said, I wrote this myself. She said, you can title it this: Poltergeist activity does not defy the laws of physics.
Oh, okay.
This is what Anna is positing.
Interesting.
Here's what Anna says. I'm a science student and I love a good ghost story. A lot of the stories include cold spots, and in many cases of poltergeist activity, the room temperature is reported to drop significantly, and the next thing you know, a bottle is thrown across the room by an invisible hand. This scenario actually makes sense according to physics. Hear me out. All things want to be in their most stable position, which is the one consuming the least energy. I want to lie on a couch because it's more stable than running around.
Yes.
Got that right. Lying down consumes the least amount of energy. I certainly can get up and run around, but only with the addition of energy, i.e. calories burned. In non-living systems, energy can be added in the form of heat. So, the bottle wants to stay on the ground, stable state, but add kinetic energy, movement, to it, and you can kick it across the room. That energy can come from your leg muscles, but if you don't have a physical form, maybe you can collect the thermal energy, i.e. the heat, from the room and somehow transform it into kinetic energy and send it flying.
That's interesting.
No idea how, but I mean, in my ears, poltergeist activity does not deny the laws of physics entirely, at least not the laws of enthalpy. Unless the room gets hot instead of cold, I would have no explanation for that.
So basically, room gets cooler, meaning that thermal energy needs to go somewhere.
Right.
Right?
Right. Where is it gone?
And now here's the big leap.
Yeah.
A ghost is able to use, or a spectral something uses that energy, so to speak.
Yeah.
To hurl an object.
Right.
It's an interesting idea.
It is, and it could explain cold spots and things like that, or just a room getting colder, because it's like summoning up all of its energy. And if it's using that, because they say that it uses that to manifest in whatever way, like that could be movement of a thing.
Right.
And if you break it down into just like how objects move, it's not in defiance of those laws.
I'm intrigued by it.
Yeah.
I think I've often heard that like cold spots are the presence of a ghost itself, right? Like, am I nuts, or maybe it's in like The Sixth Sense. Like a ghost comes near to you and now your breath is foggy, right? It's just like being in proximity. The ghost is cold.
Right.
But what if the cold is a byproduct of something the ghost is doing? The ghost gets angry enough to...
That's honestly what I always thought.
To throw something so that the temperature plummets and the thing gets tossed. That's interesting.
For some reason, that's what I always thought it was, that cold spots were like the absence of heat there because a ghost is trying to use it to do something.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know the science, but I think it's definitely true.
Absolutely. I'm willing to put a stamp of approval on that one.
Approved.
Approved. Thank you, Anna. Okay, this is another hot take. This is from Jesse. So, not sure if this is really a hot take, but I don't think horror movies need to scare you to be good. Already agree.
Hard agree.
I usually don't get scared by horror movies anymore, with some notable exceptions, but I really enjoy the stories, plots, etc. So for me, the scariness isn't really what makes a horror movie good, it's all the other stuff. Also, I sort of find movies that rely solely on gore to be a bit lazy. I know a lot of people like them and I respect that, but it's like, well, if you show me someone's skin getting peeled off, it's going to scare me. Yeah. That's not hard or creative.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all.
I don't either.
I think that there are movies that are driven by special effects almost, like a Transformers movie.
Yeah.
Is driven by its impressive CGI or something.
The way it looks.
But that doesn't necessarily appeal to me. I'm not against CGI. I'm just not, it's not what I'm here for. But I know that they have tremendous appeal. And same applies to gore in a movie.
Yes, I feel the same way. So I watched Batman and Robin in the last couple of days.
Oh my God. The Arnold Schwarzenegger, George Clooney, Batman and Robin?
Yeah. Actually, we split this up almost as though it were Oppenheimer, where we watched some of it one night and then finished it this afternoon.
I can't imagine why you couldn't watch Batman and Robin in one sitting. What could possibly have made you turn it off?
But there's no CGI in it, really. It's just like all wire and stuff, and it's so fun to look at. I was like, it's so much more fun than CGI.
I do believe...
Fun doesn't necessarily mean good. However, way more fun. I just like looking at it more.
I do believe that there is some CGI when Batman and Robin first pop out of Mr. Freeze's spaceship thing and start surfing to the ground.
Oh my God.
There's like
maybe, I don't know.
Embarrassing CGI there, I think.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I here's a hot take. It's got nothing to do with horror.
Okay.
The Joel Schumacher Gotham City.
Yeah.
With its giant like Roman gods.
I know that guy.
Like there's like
everything happens so high up.
So high.
They constantly are like scaling up to parties and they're all on the tops of buildings.
Yeah. Yeah. Like 900 feet up.
Yeah.
There's a moment where Batgirl is like riding a motorcycle, I think, down the arm of a giant statue. Like it's so huge. And she slides to a stop on the end of a finger.
Yeah.
Like the statue's that large.
I think it's Robin. I think he's pissed.
Is that Rob? Oh, he's furious.
Yeah, because like Batman left him behind.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
Again. But so I think that the Joel Schumacher aesthetic and that neon gang, I wish that would make a comeback for like a video game. They made these
couldn't agree more.
They made this series called the Batman Arkham series, which itself actually has a decent amount of horror. But like it's all like this open world Batman, you can fly around and stuff. I know it's so stupid. I would love for like to like go up against the neon gang and to be like climbing these giant human statue things. I think it's so specific and people hated it.
I know.
And I hated it too. But
it's a treat for the senses. It's so delightful and silly.
Yeah.
Like I liked the Matt Reeves Batman okay, but give me Joel Schumacher any day of the week.
There's no silly left in Batman. We're not doing silly
it's all
anymore.
sucked out. We watched Mask of the Phantasm, the cartoon, and then that...
It's a solid one.
Yeah, and then that led into, I think it auto-played into Batman and Robin, and now I want to go back and watch Batman Forever.
Really?
Oh,
I have not. I put Batman down a long time ago. I would have said he was my favorite for a long time. And then the realistic looks at Batman have really, I think, done dirty what I used to love.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I do really like the first two Christopher Nolan Batman movies. So I'm still into Batman, but not really.
I loved them at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're still wonderful.
Yeah.
But like I came up with this a long time ago. So forgive me if I'm just repeating old Willie. But like, you know, the idea of something that's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
It's like some cheesy.
So good it's bad.
So good it's bad.
Yeah.
Or it's like the Christopher Nolan Batman movies are so good. They're wonderful constructions. They're shot beautifully.
Yeah.
And they're really long and they take their time and they're really self-serious.
Yeah, yeah.
So good that I kind of don't have time to invest in them right now. It's bad.
I think I assume that about almost most movies. I assume they're so good it's bad for me because I don't know. I don't. It's hard for me when. I mean, this is so stupid. It's hard for me when I can tell something's going to take a lot of mental. It's gonna be taxing to watch in a way or whatever. It like makes
life is already taxing.
Yeah, or just like
let me escape and have a little fun.
Even just too cerebral or something. Like not even necessarily sad, upsetting, which I do avoid, but just like I don't know. A lot of like good movies, I'm like I can tell it's quality. It just seems like too much for me to take on or something. I don't really want to do it.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. All right, now we are going to roll into another batch of questions.
Excellent.
These are from Alexis, who we have seen in our live stream chat a bunch of times.
Dynamite.
They go by Honor or Dark Honor on YouTube.
Okay.
Because we record the show live every week at youtube.com/GTTUpod on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. If you ever want to hang out with us, hey, they're here right now. Hello.
Hey.
And there's a chat.
Honor.
So people can chat to each other. And at the beginning of shows and at the end of shows, which we cut off for the show that you hear on the podcast, we talk to people.
Yeah.
Okay, so first one is kind of just like a putting it out there to us. Like this might be kind of cool. The Hell House LLC series would be really interesting to hear you guys talk about.
We've been recommended this many times, and it's not that we've dodged it. So I don't know. We just haven't done it.
Right. I've seen the first one.
Oh, okay.
But not anything else. But yeah, and I put that on our list of potential episodes already.
All right.
Based on that. This also sounds kind of interesting. The Sam and Colby Conjuring House series from YouTube has a bunch of really interesting discussion, but this YouTube breakdown was really thought out and analytical in my opinion.
Okay.
Do you know what the Conjuring House series is from them?
I think they stayed there for like a week or something. They did like one of those extreme challenges. I believe Sam and Colby are associated with Mr. Beast.
Okay.
I don't know much about Mr. Beast. I know that I sound like a
burger place.
I sound like an 80-year-old man when I talk about Mr. Beast.
Yes.
But like I do know, I think that they are affiliated, and I associate Mr. Beast with these extreme challenges of like I stayed underground for like 24 hours.
Really? That's what he does?
Yeah, he did.
How did he end up with
a couple of those?
place?
A couple of those.
Like, what's the association with him having a burger place?
He hid down there so long.
He needed a burger. He was that hungry.
I gotta get a burger. I gotta open my own restaurant.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's fine.
No idea.
The reason I know, there's a mall in New Jersey called, is it the Great American Mall? What is this called? The mall?
It's not the Mall of America.
Dream.
American Dream.
It's a crazy mall. It's very fun. And it was in the news a lot that Mr. Beast opened a burger restaurant there, and it was like, it made the mall go to like capacity.
Oh, really?
So many people went to see him.
Oh, good, because that mall has been empty a lot.
I know.
As many malls are.
Yes.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, I would
so
be
Sam
down
and
to look
Colby.
at that.
Yeah, we look at some Sam and Colby stuff. Sure.
Yeah, I guess there's more to it, and Darth Honor thinks it's interesting, and yeah, I would look into that.
Right on.
Okay, now we go into some questions.
Yep.
What are our favorite scary movies from 2023?
Oh, interesting. I think for pure scariness, it might be Cobweb.
I think that's it for me too.
Just because it hits, I don't know, it hits that like fairy tale kind of vibe note. We did Another World Dispatch. I think it's called 2023 movie roundup or something like that. But Cobweb spoke to me in a fun like storybook kind of way.
Yeah, I think so too. Although I'm realizing with his next question, I didn't think about this. He asks about Patrick Wilson directing more movies. I did really like Insidious: The Red Door.
Yeah, that is true.
So that would be up there for me too.
I did like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking the other day about the scare inside the MRI machine.
Yeah.
There really is to no purpose, but just like a guy starts clawing up your leg, and it was just fun. I like that.
I know. I'm apparently...
It's a jump scare. It startles you, but it was a good one. I liked it.
Nothing is wrong besides checking out my migraines and stuff, but I think I'm going to be getting brain scans later this month. The doctor referred me to a neurologist.
What?
And I don't know what that entails. Like, what's my head going to be in? Am I going to go in an MRI?
I don't know, man. Maybe they stuff it into a balloon or something.
Probably.
Can they map your brain? And then I'm doing a show with like a cyber Chrissy?
Maybe.
That'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be perfect. Yeah, just leave me at home on the couch.
Get rid of you.
My couch bed.
Get rid of you.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll go to that question. He asked, would you guys like to see Patrick Wilson direct more movies? I know you mentioned him maybe doing the new Conjuring movie in a previous episode. Totally, because he did Insidious: The Red Door, as I just mentioned, and it was great.
I thought it was great. It felt like the kind of thing where it's like somebody spent a lot of time prepping and planning, and you could see it all on the screen. I thought he did a great job.
I thought so too. I don't necessarily know a ton about like what the director did here, whatever, versus like writers and everybody else involved in a movie.
Between the mise en scene and the cinema verite.
I know about mise en place.
I'll tell you what.
Mise en place? That's like a chef thing. I don't know.
I know about au bon pain.
Oh, I know all about au bon pain.
I think, to me, it all amounts to, did you like what you saw and how it all flowed? Boom,
I did.
Director.
And there
are a lot of people who don't have, the bona fides.
Yeah.
The true like study, just like self-made people. Anybody can direct. And I felt like he did a great job.
I thought so too. There were a lot of shots, not a lot, but there were definitely a couple of shots where I was like, oh, this is like cool looking. And so that pinged to me. Honestly, probably because we're doing it for the show. So I'm thinking in that way. I was like, oh, so this is a director thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought he did a good job. Connected to Patrick Wilson in two ways: Lipstick Demon versus Crooked Man.
Oh, Lipstick Demon.
Yeah, I think
we know almost nothing about him, although I do remember I had a head canon kind of thing.
Yes.
But the Crooked Man, I thought you were so stressed out by the Crooked Man.
I was. For some reason, I was having like dreams about the Crooked Man, and I was imagining him being in like the area where I walk the dog all the time, just sitting at a table.
I love that. I
know. I don't know why he's stuck in my head so much. I don't find him
I'm so sort of surprised.
I don't find him consciously particularly scary, but my subconscious
really reacted,
I guess. Yeah, really weird.
The
but
Crooked
I think
Man movie never materialized, huh?
No. I think the Lipstick Demon would kick his ass. The Lipstick Demon has like, I don't know, just a little bit of a more loose cannon quality.
Yeah, and a gross
and those fingernails.
The fingernails, yeah. There's like, also I feel like at some point, maybe I'm wrong. Like I feel like at some point he was depicted wearing like tidy whities and like hunched over a sewing machine.
I think you're right.
And like almost like Bozo the Clown, that circle of hair where it's like the lipstick all over the face. It's like actually all on top of like a deranged middle-aged man.
Oh my God.
It's like very threatening.
He's all red though, right? Like his whole body.
No, I don't know.
I think he is. I think he has like a red hand.
Red and black.
Remember, like doesn't he do something with like a record? Like he uses his fingernail as kind of like the record needle for a sec or something.
Maybe.
I think his hand's red. But it's such a better idea if he's just a dude who just drew so much lipstick all over his face evenly that he's the lipstick demon.
That's sort of what I took it to be, yeah.
Okay, this is a good question. This is going to be hard for me to answer. What do you think would be an interesting case for a Conjuring movie? Or how would you write the next Conjuring movie? So I have to think of like cases or whatever that are good and interesting.
Unfortunately, I'm not learned enough about Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Oh, true. I forgot about it even having to be Ed and Lorraine. Let's say any case.
It can just a Conjuring movie is divorced from Ed and Lorraine Warren?
For me, I don't know what else it would be. Because I don't know. I guess the Amityville. I don't know other things that are specific to them. Even though I did listen to an audiobook that was all about stuff they had done. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But you know what? For our sake, just for this, because it'll be fun to talk about cases, I guess, or something. Let's say in some strange world, it's not Ed and Lorraine Warren. Is there any sort of haunting case that you think of that you would like to see in a movie a la The Conjuring?
Boy, oh boy. I mean, what places are said to be haunted that...
You know what came to mind for me? I don't even remember the total story, but I kind of remember the aftermath, and I would like to kind of see a movie somehow incorporate this, maybe a creative look at a haunted house thing. So there's this story I told you about years ago called The Black Monk of Pontefract.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And if I am not mistaken, which I certainly could be, I think that after the events of all this happened, you know, it's very common for somebody to open a B&B.
Yes.
In a haunted place. And
course.
the Lizzie Borden house was the first one to do this, but lots of other haunted locations have done this. This place doesn't have that exactly. You can pay to stay overnight and you bring your own sleeping bag and stuff.
Oh.
And I think that's so weird.
That is so weird.
And if somehow there was a movie framing it through that, I would be interested to see.
Yeah,
being
that
like,
is interesting.
This is what's happening now. We're staying here in sleeping bags. This is so weird. Why'd you talk me into this? And incorporating what the actual story is.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think I can answer. I don't think there's not a particular haunting that is springing to mind.
Yeah.
I mean, at best, I would be like, I don't know, the Cecil Hotel, but even that is like not. I don't think that's a real.
No, I don't think so. But
thing at all. I don't know, just a contrived place where like the Night Stalker serial killer operated and the Alyssa Lamb story occurred.
Right. Also, I just remembered we did again years ago. An episode where I covered a haunted library. It was called the Willard Library.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And they had a live feed to the library. So you could like see if any ghosts are there. If you just decide just like poke in, and using that for a base for something might be kind of fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
And this is the last question from Darth Honor. Thank you. What would you guys be most interested in seeing a horror movie remake or reboot or sequel for in the next coming years?
Wow.
I'm going to say partially because it's the season and partially because I love this movie and we've talked about it certainly in the live stream, maybe after recording the show. I love the movie Black Christmas.
Yeah.
And so if somebody cool and good got their hooks in that, I would be excited about that.
They've done that a couple of times though with like broad changes.
I know, but if it was somebody who you're like, ooh,
yeah,
I like them.
Al got me a 4K Ultra HD edition of Black Christmas
nice.
For Christmas.
Oh, cool.
From Scream Factory. Which I'm pumped about. Great question.
It's a great question. So what would you like to see rebooted or remade?
Okay. You know how like there's like a common belief thing where people are like, don't remake the good movies, remake the bad ones, right? Like actually do them better.
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot about Cabin by the Lake lately.
Oh, okay.
Which is a terrible.
Oh.
The first one though, not the second one. Are you saying woof about the first one too? I don't remember. Maybe I don't remember all the events.
There's one thing that sticks out to me that is
really
terrible. Yes.
Okay. All right.
With Ryder Strong, right? From Boy Meets World?
No. You're thinking about Cabin Fever.
Oh, okay.
No.
What's Cabin by the Lake?
Don't worry. Cabin by the Lake is that movie with the guy that from The Breakfast Club.
Oh, Judd Nelson.
Judd Hirsch. From Independence Day, the dad.
Oh, I'm listening.
Judd Nelson.
Yes, of course.
Is a writer who is writing a book.
Great selection.
I think that this could be a cool, scary thing if done.
Great selection.
Yeah, it's a roughshod, cheap, corny TV movie. but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a guy who's a serial killer, and he's also a writer, and he's writing a book about a serial killer who keeps a body farm in the lake. And he really does have these women that are like held down, chained to the bottom of the lake.
Yeah.
And then he'll scuba dive to them.
It's crazy.
And like decorate their hair, and like some of them are more decomposed than others.
Yeah.
It's like total like, you know,
it's so out there. If it was played differently, you could call it campy.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel campy.
No. And then they made like a bizarro sequel.
Yeah.
Where they're making a movie about the events and he sneaks into the production. It's like
the Psycho 2
yeah.
book.
Oh yeah, it's like the Psycho 2 book. Big mistake.
Yeah.
But like it's like a cheap paperback novel concept.
Right.
But I really think of it fondly. I feel like you could do a fun, you know, a Netflix movie. I don't think it would be like a cinema.
Yeah, I doubt it, but I would love that.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent choice, William. Excellent choice.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think that this hypothetical from Krisha is going to take us on out.
Okay, I could do this all night.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And honestly, we have enough for another episode.
Oh, don't tempt me.
Perhaps 2 more.
Oh my God.
We'll see.
But the way that we talk, yeah.
I know. Okay, from Krisha. What would you do if you were in a Saw situation? And they give us
die
specifics. Obviously die. No, listen to this. You have 2 rooms left to make it out alive. The first of the last 2 rooms, you have a choice. Eat a meal in its entirety, including a drink made by Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh.
Or be in a dimly lit room with a dozen black-eyed children for a week.
For a week?
Yes.
I'm eating the meal. Just because it's made by Jeffrey Dahmer doesn't mean that it's...
That's a good point. That's a good
right? loophole.
Yeah.
I could ask for a peanut butter and jelly.
It probably is, though. I think it's probably people.
I'm not eating people.
I think Krisha's intention here is certainly that it's people. And the fact that she mentions a drink specifically, what's that going to be?
Milk.
People liquid.
Not people liquid. What are you saying to me?
Blood or piss?
Blood? Ew!
I know!
You're disgusting.
That's
How could you say that to me?
So these are the choices. Basically, you are having a cannibalistic meal, or you're in a dimly lit room with a dozen black-eyed children for a week.
All right, I gotta check a few things. One, I ain't eating people. This is off the table. Off the table. So already I'm looking at spending a week in a dimly lit room with a dozen black-eyed children. Mm-hmm. But what do? Don't they just talk to you and ask you weird questions and act like adults where they're like,
I'm trying to remember.
Hello, how are you? Can we come
much.
inside, please? I'm a child.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just have to ignore their questions. Can I have my Steam Deck?
That's a great question. I guess the intention is that they're going to do something bad to you. I think a lot of people think that they're like aliens or something. It's like divided. Like there's some sort of supernatural being. Some people think they're aliens and they're going to like, snatch you or whatever.
People have survived encounters with them though.
Yes.
I'm not eating people.
I'm not eating people either. Honestly, more than anything, I'm not drinking people. I certainly don't want to eat people, but worse is the drink to me.
This is very weird. Now we're on a whole new level. So somebody presents to you a meal and a drink, and you have to eat one or drink the other. You're saying you would eat human meat to avoid drinking piss.
Yes, I would. I would do the food equivalent of knocking it back like a shot. I would like cut a small piece and just swallow it. Like you take
I didn't expect to be nauseated.
I would take it like a pill.
I never get nauseated, but somehow this is doing it for me. This is grossing me out, and I don't want to talk about it
anymore. We'll move on.
Somehow, I don't understand how, but...
My choice is also black-eyed people. Or children, by the way.
I've often thought that I have like an iron stomach, and you can't even gross me out, but something about you being like, knock it back like a shot, like the whole thing is just... I just don't like it.
A pill is more apt. Shot isn't correct.
No.
Okay. So we've now mastered that.
We're through that room. Yes. Right. We've got one room to go, correct? To survive? Okay.
Yes, I believe.
Assuming we survive the week with in the dimly lit room.
There's a secret choice at the end of this. We have one more room, but then Krisha throws us a curveball.
As Jigsaw always does.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Okay, so from that room, you have to walk barefoot through maggots and rotting flesh to get to the final room. Okay, so that's just what's up.
Oh, you just have to.
That's just what's up. But now we have another choice, okay? But that's what's happening.
I think I could do that.
Yeah, I would hate it, but I could do it.
I could do it.
It's disgusting. Here it's a simple choice. Oh, make out for 20 minutes tongue and all with Art the Clown from The Terrifier?
Ew.
Or Pinhead from the newer movie?
Wait a minute.
Krisha, how dare you?
The depravity.
The depravity.
Bravo.
And this is coming from somebody who read, what was it called? Legend? Hollow? Whatever the porn book I was talking about.
Yeah, whatever that was. That's Santa book.
Santa book?
Wasn't it?
Is that what you said? No, Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy
Yeah.
Hollow. I don't know. I
it
got
was
Santa
called-
on the brain.
I think it was called Legend.
Yeah, I'm not going near Art the Clown. I don't think I am.
So it's Pinhead?
It's Pinhead. It's Pinhead for me. The thing is, Art the Clown, I think...
It's less... No, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think Art the Clown has no morals.
No, definitely not from what I've heard.
And zero compunction. There's no hold back, right?
No.
But Pinhead, I think you've got a better shot because Pinhead has this bizarre worldview where there is a properness and there is a way to present yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if I haven't solved the puzzle box, I don't think that they've yet merged pleasure and pain for me, which I'm on the record as saying should be two separate sensations. So I think if it's just making out with a demon.
Right.
Whereas if you make out with Art the Clown, he's biting your tongue off and stuff. It's not good.
I hate the idea of making out with Art the Clown. And Pinhead from the newer movie, I feel like is also preferable to Pinhead from the older movies to make out
Doug
with.
Bradley?
Yeah.
We have a signed picture of him somewhere.
I know, which is so nice. Yeah, I would go with Pinhead. I guess I'm just worried that like Pinhead also just seems like they will, I don't know, do like really brutal killing with abandon and like without blinking.
Art the Clown does?
No, Pinhead. I was
Pinhead
thinking
does?
like Pinhead could maintain making out and then just like drive the most gigantic blade you've ever seen through you.
Yeah, but I don't think, granted, I have not seen many Hellraiser movies, but I don't think of Pinhead as a slasher. I think that there are rules to follow, and if you...
I guess I really don't know a lot about Pinhead.
And that's my understanding, is that it's only if you have... if you've transgressed in a particular way.
Right.
I think.
And you've like not solved the lament configuration.
I just think Art the Clown is...
No, I would never. Honestly, it was not even a choice for me. I'm just trying to kind of, tease it out and have some fun thinking about it. No, Art the Clown, I would absolutely never in a million years.
The best you can do is hope that Pinhead's sense of their own weird propriety keeps you alive by the end of it. Art the Clown, I think, is just a whirling dervish of silent laughter and
the
violence.
pleasure and pain is a concern.
Yeah.
Making out with Pinhead.
Yeah.
Because how are they going to inflict pain while they're having their pleasure?
You're getting like a needle in the forehead and stuff.
Yeah, I know. But what if they like bite your tongue or something?
I don't think Pinhead does that. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I can't even picture Pinhead making out. I think it'd be fine.
I guess it would be. I can only pick, part of what makes it like an easy vote for Pinhead is that I didn't watch the whole new movie, but whenever I think of Pinhead in the new remember we talked about it on the show?
Yeah, it's like tell me what made you stop.
Yeah. I couldn't watch the whole thing. But
that's my favorite thing we do.
I know.
Is like where did you stop and why? Yeah. That's all. You don't have to finish it. Just what was the roadblock?
Right. All I think of is just kind of like a still from the movie of Pinhead just kind of looking forward. Yeah. And they seem pretty chill there.
Yeah, they don't move.
So I think it would be okay.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So we've done that. Now we've made it through the 2 rooms.
Excellent.
However. After that, you can walk out of the building free with $1 million, courtesy of the Babadook and a free car.
Wait, why is the Babadook?
This is all okay. This is all okay.
This is great.
I saw these names vaguely scanning down.
Oh, you thought like the Babadook was going to jump out of a bush?
Yeah. I think we're okay.
Okay. Right.
After that, you can walk out of the building free with $1 million, courtesy of the Babadook, and a free car, courtesy of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, with Leatherface as your chauffeur. That concerns me.
That is concerning. I don't think I would trust Leatherface to drive a vehicle.
I don't think so either. And congratulations, lucky survivor. Thank you, Krisha.
Thank you,
for
Krisha.
the questions and for congratulating us.
We made it. We're alive.
Krisha is in the chat right now, and they point out if you're not a good kisser, Pinhead would hang you by meat hooks.
Oh, well, that's. I might just be dead either way. I'm roasted.
Nah, I'm in good shape.
Roasted, toasted, and burned to a crisp. I don't think you're driving off into the sunset with Leatherface behind the wheel.
I don't think so either. No. He has his own designs.
No, he's like licking his lips and stuff. You see him like in the rearview mirror.
He's so erratic. Like, think of him with that chainsaw, just like
when he's
doing
dancing
that
and
dance
stuff.
or whatever. Him with gas pedals and a steering wheel. I don't trust it. So sure, we've escaped the rooms, but we're not safe.
No, you're far from it. Far from safe.
No.
All right, everybody. Well, that I think is going to bring us to the end of 2023.
I loved it.
Thank you all
Thank
so
you very much.
We store everything. More specifically, Kristen stores everything. So I definitely want to get back to this again soon.
Oh God, yeah.
I love doing this.
I do too.
Every time we do this, and we don't do it frequently, but every time we do like listener questions and these kinds of things, I know that I always repeat myself. I say I could do this all night. I genuinely could.
Me too. I absolutely love it. This flew by. I hope that it did for you too.
Yep.
Because you were having fun.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I hope so.
Specifically.
Now, just because we have too much, that doesn't mean hold back. If you ever have a question, if you've been inspired by a hypothetical or something, hit us up, gttupod@gmail.com. That's the place to send them all. It's too tricky with all the other things to keep track of them all. Send them to our email. We'll keep them forever until the next time we do this. I had a blast.
I loved it. Thank you so much. Keep them coming, as Will said.
Yeah.
You're all awesome. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
You have a great weekend.
Yeah.
And
And thank you for another wonderful year of Guide to the Unknown.
This was great.
Of the Netherworld Dispatch over on Patreon. We appreciate you. We hope that you're having as much fun with us as we are having.
Yeah.
Because I love doing the show. I love doing the show with you.
I do too, Willie.
And I love doing the show for all of you out there.
Yes, thank you very much.
So happy end of 2023, everybody. Let's look forward to a prosperous, spooky 2024, hopefully in all the best fun ways.
Absolutely.
And until next time, we must travel.
Back to the Netherworld, go we.
Goodbye. Get out of here.
Go on. It's a new year. Jump into it.